A lot has changed since 1993 for the NU football program, but through the coaching changes and graduations, one man has remained a constant. Aaron Morse has more on defensive backs coach Jerry Brown.
Jerry Brown has coached at every level of football, but for 18 consecutive years, he's been a Northwestern assistant coach. The only Northwestern alum among the full-time assistant coaches, he takes pride in his work.
I think every day I come out here and coach, I'm proud. Every day we win a game, I'm proud. Every opportunity we have to win a championship, I'm proud.
They have won 3 Big Ten titles during Brown's time in Evanston as a coach. He played 2 years of wide receiver.
Now Adamley, who did everything but march in the halftime show, again shows his versatility and his ability as he takes the pitch out and pitches into the end zone for a touchdown to his high school teammate, Jerry Brown.
And 1 year as a defensive back with the Cats. Graduating in 1972 with a degree in education. He has been molding young minds ever since on the football field.
Well, I like to have fun. You know, there's points in time you have fun with the guys, and you know, I'm not one of those guys that's going to rant and rave, and I think our players know that. But at the same time, they also know that if they get on my last nerve, I might go off on them, and I have done that.
The players describe Brown as,
I would say laid back and fiery at the same time. You know, he's one of the more chill coaches you could talk to on and off the field, have casual conversation with them.
Were you on sides? I said, were you on side?
Oh, yeah, I was on sides, yeah.
But you said you weren't, man. I asked him, was it legit? He said, no.
Sometimes on the field when he gets fiery, you don't like to see that too much. That means we're messing up. But, you know, it's good to see that he has it in him. Just both sides, both personalities.
When you get to be my age, the losses sit with you a little bit longer.
Brown has seen the game change a lot since he played.
I tell my guys all the time, I think it's much more fun. You know, speaking from a defensive back's perspective, because the game is so much more wide open. And I think as a defensive back, you want to play pass defense. You want to get interceptions. You want to break up passes. You want to make tackles when you have to. And so with the game being a little bit more wide open like that, it's more of I think it's more of a skilled player's game.
And sometimes the players joke around with him about his age.
When Coach Parsegian was here, one of the players were like, Coach, did he recruit you? And it was just, you know, just some lighthearted jokes. It was kind of funny.
The guy they call the Dean has coached many defensive backs, but perhaps none better than Chris Martin.
There are certain coaches that can get a player to see who they can become instead of who they are. And that's kind of how Jerry Brown was for me. I kind of laughed because he would see me making all these plays in practice, and so I was kind of like a T-shirt All-American. You know, I do it in practice, but then I didn't do it in the game. And he'd always be like, Chris, don't change your personality. You know, what you do in practice, you're the same guy. It's the same game. You know, go do what you do in practice in the game. That was probably the strongest message that he's ever given me. I mean, just tremendous impact. He taught me to be a student of the game. And so when I thought I watched a lot of tape and a lot of film, he'd be like, watch more.
Brown has a bird's eye view of every game from the press box. He talks to the players between series on the phone, giving them helpful tips on what adjustments they need to make. But there's one big thing Brown has yet to experience as a Northwestern coach that everyone hopes the Cats can get this year: a bowl win. For the Pat Fitzgerald Show, I'm Aaron Morse.
All right, Aaron, thank you. And boy, Jerry Brown has seen it all as an assistant coach since '93.
Yeah, he sure has, Dave, and he'll go down in history as the all-time winningest coach in Northwestern football history. You know, over 100 wins in his career, and I think that tells one side of the story. The other side is the mentorship. He's mentored so many young men that have come through our program, been a father figure while they've been here on campus, and just helped them mentor and prepare for life.
And Pat, how much have you relied on him? You came in as a first-year head coach, and he'd been coaching for all those years.
Well, it goes back to when I first got back here, when Coach Walker brought me back on staff, and Jerry was our D coordinator, and I coached the second year for Jerry. So I learned a lot from him that year, and every decision we make in the program is Jerry's role as the assistant head coach. I'm never going to make one without you know, visiting with him and making sure his opinion is heard, and we go from